Hi Ben, you're here with Cultivate. Can you tell us a little bit about Cultivate?
Well, Cultivate moved to Jordan recently, and we used to do a bit of work voluntarily before for them, and they asked us to come with a smoothie bike, so that's why we're here today, and it's a pleasure because it's good fun.
It seems to be good fun. People are learning a little bit more. I see you have two different light bulbs here, an energy saver and a regular light bulb.
That's how we use this bike to do workshops in primary school, to help the children to discover how they can save energy. So while they pedal this bike, they realize how it's harder to get the old bulb and how it's easier to get the energy lights on. So that's how we use this bike in primary schools.
When you were cycling there, you were making this fruit smoothie, weren't you?
Yeah.
And were you tired after doing all that pedaling?
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of energy, doesn't it, to do all that pedaling to make a fruit smoothie?
Yeah.
So when you switch on a kettle or you switch on something at home, wouldn't you? Do you think that uses a lot of energy too?
Yeah.
So you're going to be a good green Kiva from now on, are you?
Yes.
Good girl yourself. Thank you, Kiva.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm here with Donal Skehan.
Hello there.
How are you, Donal? Donal, I just seen you composting there.
Yes.
Now, you're making cooking sexy to a whole new brand, a breed of Irish people. Is composting sexy?
Composting can be sexy if you make it sexy. I mean, you could go out in your underwear if you wanted to.
Well, I suppose you could, Donal. I suppose you could go out and whatever you wanted.
Exactly. But composting, yeah, it's becoming more popular, and with this whole kind of grow your own kind of ethos coming in, and it's becoming more popular. I think people are looking towards composting, so it is. I say composting is sexy.
Fair play to you. And what other green initiatives would you take now in the kitchen?
Well, actually, we're doing a whole campaign for stopfoodwaste.ie, which really focuses on using leftovers in the kitchen. And actually, we did a fantastic demonstration just over on the Earthship stage. Have you seen it? Fantastic place. So we did a whole load of dishes that use up leftovers, so left up mash, leftover chicken, and all sorts like that. Because, you know, that's the best run kitchen uses up leftovers, and I think it's budget efficient and it's good for you. So I mean, absolutely, if you can use up your leftovers, do.
Donal, thanks for that. There's a lot of ladies here now at the festival. I've been talking to them and they said the only thing that they would like you to cook for them in the morning is cornflakes. How do you feel about that?
I'll do cornflakes, I'll do a fry, whatever they want.
Donal, thanks a million.
Thanks very much.
All the best. Good luck to you.
Up to 6,000 of these set in Ireland every night.
By who? By some illegal badger hitters, or who's doing it?
No, this is taxpayers' money is paying for this. This is Department of Agriculture and different bodies that are government sponsored throughout the country.
And why are they setting badger snares?
Well, there's a link between bovine TB and badgers, and there always has been. And there's, it's a kind of a grey area. But the point about it is that we've got about 6 million head of cattle in Ireland, and we've got 100,000 or maybe down as low as 60,000 badgers. So you've got a ratio of 100 to 1. So it's a question of who's giving who TB at this point. But our numbers are getting dangerously low, and aside from that, like, to use this method is just absolutely archaic and horrendous. So I wouldn't like you to go into the details of what's going to happen when a badger gets caught in one of these things.
It does.
It should be checked every 24 hours, but unfortunately that doesn't happen. So even animals happen.
I can imagine. And would any other animals get caught in it other than badgers?
Yeah, there has been a case of fox, a deer, and other things getting caught in them. So they aren't as specific as they could be. You know, there's also the issue of there's a vaccination in the pipeline for badgers, but they're saying it's about 5 years off. And in the meantime, there is a vaccination for cattle, but because we have a disease-free accreditation for cattle for our meat exports in Ireland, if they get the vaccine, they no longer meet the criteria. So that's a major issue with the system, which is unfortunately not a badger-friendly way of doing things.
Okay, so what would you like to see? What would you like to see done with these snares?
A short-term goal would be to have a seasonal aspect at least, please, because mother badgers are coming up out of the sets and they're going into these things, and there's cubs down below, so that paints the picture there. Long term, we'd like to see this stopped altogether and have the vaccine in operation and stop culling badgers before the numbers. They are going to become endangered at the rate we're going at.
Well, Con, thanks very much for that. I'm sure most people wouldn't have thought that snares like that were set today in Ireland. So thank you very much. It was very informative.
Thank you very much.
One president can be very supportive of significant new initiatives. Like, for example, I'm looking at a bicycle that, in fact, fuels a juice grinder. You know, now really, these are great things.
I've seen that myself. I had a go on it.
Well, that's very good. I mean, the point is tackling children's obesity and at the same time creating health-giving drinks. I think that there are many ways in which one can be supportive. If you lend the status of the presidency to significant new initiatives, that's better than any one gimmick.
That's very true.
Calamán, con chévere camina como llevera manto a su